What is up, crazy fam? Hope you guys are having an amazing, beautiful day as always. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Trickster top tree. And let me tell you guys, there is so much here. Not only do you get crazy numbers when it comes to weapon damage, but there's quite a few skills that give you the ability to perform some amazing ability combos that at the same time increase your weapon damage significantly, and I absolutely love it. So we're gonna go ahead and take a closer look at the skill points, and at the end I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I did the math. We're gonna go in depth with the numbers, and trust me, you are gonna be pleasantly surprised on how high the increased damage for your weapons is with this top tree. Guys, do keep in mind that these numbers are only from the skill tree. Obviously, when the game launches, we're gonna have some insane legendary armor pieces that will affect the weapon damage even more and probably take it even higher. So I can't wait to test that out. But today, we're just taking a look at the numbers that come from this top tree right here. If you guys do enjoy the video, and only if you do, a like and a sub truly does help me out a lot and is very appreciated. We got some more beautiful content on the way, so stay tuned. You guys know I love making builds with crazy stats and overall just fun builds that make the whole gaming experience so much better. We do it in Destiny 2, and now it's time to make some crazy builds for Outriders, and we're definitely making some insane builds for other characters too. Oh, and make sure to hop into those streams here on YouTube every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Okay, so first, let me highlight the skills that I'm gonna be using on this top tree. First of all, let me just say this already looks beautiful, okay? So as for the skills, obviously we're gonna start with Arms Trick, increase close range weapon damage by 15%. Then we're gonna rock Bullet Storm, decrease reload time by 20%. Then we're gonna use Death Probability, increase your weapon damage by another 8%. In combination with Arms Trick, increase your close range weapon damage by 15%. And for those people that don't know, what this perk does is it doesn't only increase the damage of shotguns, for example, or submachine guns. As long as you are in close range proximity of your enemy, this buff will apply to all of the weapons. So that makes it absolutely perfect for the Trickster. Obviously, you want to be teleporting all over the map, getting very close to your enemy so you can dish out tons of damage. So this perk is very good. The next one is Shotgun Master. Increase your shotgun weapon damage by 15%. Increase shotgun weapons drop chance by 12%. Once again, perfect for the Trickster, because shotguns are probably one of the best options for the Trickster, right? Close range, tons of damage. Then let's move on to Equilibrium. Decreases the cooldown of your movement skills by 15%. Deadly Shadow, increase your critical damage by 20%. Arms Trick, once again, increase your close range weapon damage by 15%. And this right here, Outrider Executioner, is one of the 3 skills that will give you the ability to perform some awesome ability combinations and at the same time increase your weapon damage by a lot. Activating movement skills increases your weapon damage by 50% for 8 seconds. Guys, that is a lot of damage. That's a huge increase, but that's not all. When you combine that with the disruptive firepower, activation of deception skills increases your weapon damage by another 50% for 8 seconds. Yeah, you guys see what's happening here. So you can teleport behind someone, you can use one of your deception skills. For example, the one that we have in the demo is the one that slows the enemies when you create that dome, which is really cool looking, by the way, and then you can annihilate those enemies. So both of these skills give you a 50% increase in damage, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna stack. Then we have Singularity, decrease the cooldown of your deception skills by 15%. So both the deception skills and the movement skills already get a 15% decrease in cooldown, which is really strong. Then we have Unforeseen End. When attacking enemies from behind, all your weapon damage is increased by 20%. Once again, perfect for the Trickster. You teleport behind the enemy, and that's about it. Then you just unleash the damage, or you just can slow them, get another 50% damage increase from disruptive firepower, and then unleash the damage. But there is one more skill that makes all of this even better, and that is Scion of the Power. When your damage skill ends, increase your weapon damage by 50% for 8 seconds. And this is what I was talking about. So you teleport, 50% more damage. You use any of your deception skills, 50% more damage. then you deal damage with one of your abilities and another 50% damage increase for 8 seconds. And then you just unleash the damage. If you're behind the enemy, it's going to be even 20% more. If you're not, it's still going to be 150% increase more damage just from using your abilities. I truly do hope these numbers stack, and I'm pretty sure they do. There wouldn't be any other way because it just wouldn't make sense. Now, as we get to the end of the skill tree, as mentioned, we're going to take a very close look at the numbers. All of the math is already done, and I will also tell you guys how I think this is going to work, okay? Because sometimes the numbers act differently in different games, so don't worry, we're going to go over it. Then we have death probability, increases your weapon damage by 8%. Arms trick, increase your close range weapon damage by 15%. Then we have death probability again, increase your weapon damage by 8%. Unforeseen end, so another 20% buff as long as you are behind the enemy. And I gotta say, I really like this skill right here, increase your magazine size by 50%. And the reason I like it is if you decide to use twisted rounds, which is fill your current weapons magazine with anomaly infused bullets that increase your firepower by 160. The skill lasts until you reload or switch weapons. So that would be a perfect combination. You have more bullets and you also have some armor pieces that give you the ability to kind of use 2 magazines instead of 1, and you're just doing so much damage, guys. So I feel like this one right here would be a perfect combination for that. Then we also have Assault Adapt, increases your assault weapon damage by 12%. And finally, Called Calculation, for each enemy in close range, your weapon damage is increased by 8%. So let's say you teleport behind a group of enemies, right? And there's like 10 of them. That's like an 80% increase in weapon damage right there. However, if it's a single boss, I can't see that this skill is not going to be as useful, but that's the beauty of this skill tree in general. You can just reset it and just put your skill points in something that you feel like will be doing more damage to a single boss. Okay, now let's take a look at the total numbers. So from all the skill points that we just invested, we can get 24% weapon damage combined with a 60% close range damage, and that would obviously be 84%. However, if you're using an assault rifle and you are in close range, you will be dealing 96%, because from the buffs we also got 12% assault rifle damage and 111% shotgun damage thanks to the 27% increase. But that is not all. Now keep in mind, guys, all of this just happens so naturally, right? As long as you're in close range. However, if you're behind the enemy, you also get a plus 40% weapon damage increase. So this would take the assault rifle damage all the way up to 136% damage. As for the shotgun damage, it would be 151%. But this is when the fun starts. Everything we just went over up to this point means that you can get these numbers without using any abilities. You just got to position yourself right. You got to be in close range and behind the enemy, and your numbers are going to be crazy without the abilities. But as soon as you start using these abilities right here, ladies and gents, the damage just skyrockets, right? Because you get 50% increased damage for 8 seconds when you use a movement skill, when you use a deception skill, and also as soon as your damage skill ends, which is a total of 150% more. Now, it's really gonna depend on how the game's gonna work. Will these 50% damage increases stack with each other, and how they will affect the initial weapon damage of our character? Will the shotgun damage, for example, which is 151%, be increased by another 150%? It really depends, because in some games, like for example Diablo, you see all these numbers, but then when you actually get into the math of it all, they kind of affect everything in a different way. So we'll have to wait and see, but these are just the raw numbers and crazy numbers you can get from the top tree Trickster. So if you're looking for some insane burst damage, and if you want your weapons to absolutely shred everything, then yeah, top tree is definitely worth trying, and this is gonna be my first pick for the Trickster. And it's also kind of really fun to use, right? Because not only are you gonna be dependent on the weapon damage, but you're also gonna be doing combos. You're gonna be teleporting in behind the enemy, slowing them down, then doing the damage skill, getting the buffs, and then using your weapons. And you also have the cooldown skills, which means that you're gonna be using those abilities more often, which is gonna be fun in combination with high damage from your weapons. And on top of all of this, we have a passive plus 20% increase in crit damage. Anyway, whew, if you guys did enjoy the video, and only if you did, a like and a sub truly does help me out a lot and is very, very appreciated, guys. As mentioned, we got some more beautiful content on the way, both for Outriders and Destiny 2, so stay tuned. Thank you once again for all the amazing support. I appreciate every single one of you, and as always, have a crazy beautiful day.